Hello and welcome to Some Dude Shed podcast. It's news day.
Bong.
We have gathered the most important news stories of the week for you. This is the first podcast of 2022. So we'll have all the best news stories from... It is 2022, Mr. Red.
Is this the first podcast though? I don't believe it is.
Is it?
I mean, the first one we recorded in 2022.
Is it? Fuck, I don't know. What day is it? What date are we? The 6th, yeah.
Your news team, everybody. So,
Yeah. Well, it is.
No, there was a podcast one up the other day, but yeah, we recorded it before.
okay, so it's news day. I'm Mr. Grey, and I'm joined by Mr. Red and Mr. Black.
Yo.
In the news this week, Mr. Black, do you want to take us away?
Yep. Well, you've heard of a police sting operation before,
Yeah.
I'm sure. Well, police officers stung while trying to arrest beekeepers during protests in Chile.
I
There you
take
go.
it the bees were put down after attacking him.
Several Chilean police officers were stung and taken to hospital after attempting to arrest protesting beekeepers and remove their honeycombs.
Right. So many questions.
So where did
the
the
photo is quite funny as well. It's like just a man in rat gear, just sworn by bees.
That's brilliant.
That's very funny.
He's definitely got the wrong equipment there.
Yeah, that's
So the protest took place on a street there, from what I can see from that photo,
yeah. It looks like just a random.
and they bought their bee hives with them.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
All right, so
beekeepers blocked the street with honeycombs full of bees. I mean, that is some like that. I mean,
that's quite a protest.
that's
Pretty
like
much the worst kind of protest. Bees.
Yeah,
That-
surely that classified as bringing up a deadly weapon. Cause
yeah,
if
weaponized bees.
You know, if you piss those bees off, they're all gonna sting you, and you're gonna die.
Yeah, like was it like 200 bee stings to kill a man or something?
I don't know. I just know of a lot of them sting you. You can die.
Yeah, these are Chilean bee, or just one if you're like allergic to them.
Chili bees, so they're quite spicy.
Yeah.
So what were the
They're spicier than your average bee sting.
so what were the beekeepers protesting about?
They were calling for government reform to improve honey prices or to provide subsidies to producers. So basically, it just seems that honey's not really
Just the
raking
average-
in the cash.
It sounds like the average farmer's protest, really.
You think that'd be the case, though? If like they're always banging on every year, the bees. There's a shortage of bees, the bee shortage. But it seems that the demand's not that high for bees.
And they're clearly willing to throw away bee lives in that protest.
Yeah, well, while parts of Chile have often suffered from drought, the current mega drought has persisted since 2010 and is driven at least partly by
Is it climate change?
scientists say, yeah,
Wow.
climate change is.
What a surprise.
Yeah, so they've had a really good summer since 2010. On Monday, the beekeepers set around 60 beehives containing an estimated 10,000 bees. So that's like, what's
It's a lot of bees.
that into 200?
Well, it'd be 5 for 1,000. So times that by 10.
50?
Yeah.
So 50, that's 50 dead men.
Okay.
Enough bees to kill 50 dead men. On the avenue in front of the presidential palace. Wow.
Lovely.
So it's a assassination attempt, technically.
You could say that.
Demanding a meeting with President Sebastian Pinera. Like, what are we going to do? Just walk in
Walk in with the bee suit.
with the bees? Or bring them outside? Come on out, have a chat. And then sick the bees on them. Like Pokemon. 7 national police officers called Carabiniers?
Carabinieri.
Carabinier.
Carabinieri is what they call the military police in Italy.
Yeah. Had to be taken to hospital for treatment.
Wait, I thought this was in Chile.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just guessing. I know nothing about languages. I speak Spanish.
Why are we? All right.
It is in Chile.
that's-
I don't know why they call it. Like, I thought it sounds like a Caribbean thing. Like, no, it's not. It's
But
Caribbean.
then why did you bring up Italy?
I don't know. He was struggling with a word. It sounded like Carabinieri.
Oh, that's what they called it in Italy.
Yes.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
Italians don't speak Spanish. They speak Italian.
So they do. Let's check the Wikipedia page for you on that.
I'm trying to work out if this was actually a climate change thing or really because they're not raking enough cash for their honey.
It's possible. And people in South America can be quite hard up, I guess.
Yeah. There would be no life if the bees die. That is why we wanted to highlight with this demonstration. Really though, like, will life die? I mean, I know life will suffer immensely if the bees go, but I mean,
Bees are
does
responsible
all
for
life on the planet hinge on bees?
I would say it couldn't be all life, but they are responsible for a lot of pollination, plant reproduction, basically. So, how many people were arrested?
It doesn't say. The government has been providing aid for months to 20 communities experiencing severe water shortages. So they can't water the bees or something. Omar Guzman, the regional agriculture secretary, told reporters, droughts and rising temperatures from climate change have affected bee populations worldwide. A 2020 study published in the journal Science found that populations fell by around 50% in North America and 17% in Europe in one generation. And then there's an advertisement for Watch the Daily Climate Show on this channel, which I'll not say, because fuck them. You're going to pay us for advertising in this podcast. It's the Daily Climate Show, like a show dedicated to climate.
I bet it moves pretty quick. I hear it's getting pretty hot.
Well, it's fucking freezing outside.
I know a beekeeper.
Oh,
Really strange thing about her, she doesn't like honey. I just find that really weird.
isn't that because honey is basically bee shit? Isn't that basically what it is?
It's bee food is what they feed their larvae.
The only thing more ironic I can think of that is if you're a dairy farmer who's lactose intolerant.
Yeah,
That's the only thing more ironic than that I can think of.
yeah.
Or a peanut farmer
It's not
who's
like
definitely
she's a
allergic
professional beekeeper as well. She does it for a hobby. She doesn't like
Does,
honey.
does she at least sell the honey?
A little bit. I don't think it goes for much though.
See, honey is really good though. Like, I love honey.
So does she keep the
She
bee
should.
as like a pet? The bees?
Yeah, I think you have to look at them like pets.
You have-
So I goes there and pets them. You know,
You
I
have
don't think that's a good idea.
like a little noogie.
Well, I
on a
suppose
bee.
if you're whatever the smoke is you put around them, that gets them all high and
Oh, that calms them down, doesn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, bees like to get high though, or not high, drunk on apples, cider apples.
Just drop a nice big apple.
Heard
in there.
that.
I've heard that about wasps as well. Don't they like binge out on fruit and stuff and they get all
Yeah,
intoxicated?
there's quite a few animals in the animal kingdom that like to get absolutely shit faced.
As we remember that time the dolphins like to get high.
Oh, that's dolphins.
What did they get high on again? Pufferfish, wasn't it?
Yes, the pufferfish. Well, I don't think they had a conclusive answer to that, but somebody had claimed.
Filthy degenerates, honestly. Dolphins. Anyway, moving on from that cheery image. I suppose I'll carry on with my news story. Meanwhile,
I was gonna say, technically, you're a beekeeper, aren't you? We found bees in this shed in like early December.
Well, I'm not a beekeeper.
It's just-
You know, I'm not a keeper of the bees who are unwanted.
I'm convinced there's a bunch of bees somewhere or hidden in the shed, just like in behind the boards or something, just hibernating.
Fingers crossed.
hmm,
Have
Salvation for the
honey
bees.
for next year.
Salvation for the bees.
well, meanwhile, talking about a slightly larger animal. In Cyprus, a large potato statue has been cut down by vandals.
Potato statue.
Potato statue. Yes, it's a statue of a potato.
Oh,
Like,
for a second I thought you
You
meant
thought
a
it would be a statue made of potato.
Yeah, that's like that statue's not going to last very long. Why even
Yeah.
bother cutting it down?
That's what I was thinking whenever I first saw the headline. But no, it's a potato. It's a statue of a potato, which is about. There's a lovely image of it here. It's
well, it's made of stone then, and not potato, or is it like? I'm really confused.
well, it doesn't. The article doesn't say what it's made of, but it is quite large. From the looks of things, it looks like it's at least 4 meters tall. So
So it's not an oversized potato that's been shaped.
no, it's a massive statue of a potato.
Right. Right.
It's in the village of Xylophagou, I think. I don't know. Forgive me, any Cypriots. I have no idea how to speak.
No comment.
Cyprus-ish. So the statue has a nickname. It's called the Big Potato by the locals. Many tourists have posed in front of it. And,
like the big fish.
Many tourists have posed in front of it, and some people on Twitter have questioned its suggestive shape. I mean, it just looks like it's shaped like a potato. You know, I mean, like,
What's suggestive about it?
there's nothing suggestive about it. It's like a big potato.
It's got the length. It doesn't really have the girth of it, does it? Like
Well-
it doesn't look like a well-rounded potato. It looks,
Looks like it makes some nice long chips.
it looks suggestive, as you say.
It looks like it's standing to attention.
Yes. Well, what's quite funny about this, I think, is the money involved. So whenever the Vandals destroyed it, did damage to it, I think they just knocked it over. It says they did £4,000 worth of damage.
Is it definitely a statue of a potato, or is it just people just call it the potato because it looks like a potato?
It is a statue of a potato.
Because it looks just like one of those, like, oh, this
Yeah,
rock was donated
The
by.
4-meter sculpture in the village of Xylofagu was cut down from its stand at around 3:30 a.m. on the 1st of January. So in the middle of the night, at New Year's Day, someone
The year of the potato was over.
in the middle of the night on New Year's Day, somebody just decided the reign of the big potato is over.
How did they not get spotted? Like, shit, it's big enough.
It was the middle of the night.
But like middle of the night, it's New Year's.
Did you say they
Oh.
cut it down, or did they just like throw a rope around it and just drive off and pull down that way?
Do you mean like during the New Year's celebrations? Like, so in the middle of the night when
It
the
was
fireworks are going off?
3:30 a.m. is what they say. So
Jesus.
probably after the fireworks.
Let's see, hold on a minute.
Everyone's drunk and in bed, I imagine.
Yeah, we'll see the drunk part. Maybe not all of them are in bed. Some
Yeah,
of them
some
are
of them might have been cutting down potatoes.
Yes.
I want some chips, lads. Let's cut that down.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's in a big village. So I guess once all the lights are off, no one's going to see it. So it wouldn't be that hard. I think it looks like there's a street light nearby, maybe, but
Did they worship this potato or something?
it doesn't say. But there may be some aspect of religious veneration around the big potato. But that's not mentioned in this article.
Here's a question: is it a regular potato or a sweet potato?
It's a regular potato.
Sweet potatoes are like long, aren't they?
Yeah, they are long. They're a different
Like
colour
that?
though.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Well, hold on, man. That's stone. It is stone, isn't it?
It just says it's a potato. It doesn't say it's a sweet potato.
Remember the sweet potato fad that happened like a few years ago or a couple of years ago?
There was a fad.
Yeah, I remember just everyone, the whole rage was just sweet potato this, sweet potato that. Every restaurant started selling sweet potato. I don't know whether it was just like a local fad here or whether it was like a UK thing or a worldwide thing.
I've never noticed it. I never thought there would be a vegetable fad, apart from eggplants, of course. But I don't really.
I remember even back when there was I even remember back when there were beetroot fads and beetroot became a big thing. But yeah,
Well, I only said sweet potato because sweet potato came from South America. I don't know where the regular potato came from.
Yeah, it's North America, I believe.
Was it? Oh,
Yeah, I think.
do you have a lot of sweet potato knowledge?
no.
I think it wasn't Sir Walter Riley brought them back.
What?
I-
What?
Walter Riley, he was an explorer, like the Tudor times, and he brought back some potatoes, and everyone thought they were amazing.
Huh.
The only reason I know this is because it was in Blackadder.
See, I always thought potatoes were just an Irish thing. Like, I mean, not just that you could find them here, just that
No, they're not native to.
if anyone should have a statue of potato, it's
No, they're not native to Europe. They're an American vegetable,
oh,
which is like completely blows your mind. Especially whenever you think tomatoes are also an American vegetable.
well, maybe that's why we had the famine then, because the potatoes just didn't like it here when they're growing.
The potato famine is a very long and complicated topic for another podcast, maybe. So
The special famine episode.
for another cheery day, and we'll learn about how millions of people starved to
What
death. Mr. Red, what's your story that you found this week?
My story comes from The Sun, The US
a
edition.
reputable
US edition.
the US edition,
Ugh.
the US Sun. It's rather amazing, and it's just completely warped my view of the world now. I don't know what to believe anymore. Kim Jong Un's dad invented the burrito.
He invented the burrito.
Apparently so.
Wow.
Headline reads: Kim Jong Un's dad invented burritos in North Korea. Bizarrely claimed as sales of Western dish boom.
You actually nearly had me there at the whenever you read the headline, I was like, what?
Really? Really? He nearly
Like,
had you?
no, not nearly. But it was like a split second, like, huh? Like, what? And then it caught on. Yeah.
Ah, yes, the burrito, the well-known
Well,
Korean
no,
dish.
North Korean
This is
staple.
this is the Spanish dish, the burrito, not the Korean dish, the burrito.
I swear I've heard of burritos or food.
North Korea has bizarrely claimed Kim Jong Un's dad invented burritos in 2011, and despite food shortages, sales of the dish were booming.
He's a fucking burrito.
He's dead.
Oh, so funny.
So it's not Kim Jong Un. It's invented the claimed to have invented the burrito. It's Kim Jong Un's dad, Kim Jong Il.
Yeah.
And he's dead.
I remember hearing a guy call him Kim Jong the Second because he just saw the L, but it was like just two eyes together. So he's like Kim Jong the Second.
Well, he is the second. What was the first one again? Kim Jong.
Kim Il Sung.
Kim Il
was
Sung.
was Kim Jong Un's granddad. He was the first.
The first Kim.
Totalitarian leader of
The first
North
god.
Korea.
Of North Korea.
Yes,
Mhm.
you could say that they kind of have the same status as pharaohs, don't they?
They're revered as godlike over there, pretty much.
Anyway, the regime's propaganda mouthpiece said the late Kim Jong Il dreamt up the Tex-Mex dish back in 2011, shortly before his death from a massive heart attack.
2011, that recent? Wow.
What?
Shortly before his death from a massive heart attack. Someone
Yeah.
tells me his burrito recipe went a bit wrong.
That makes sense. I don't
Too
think
much butter in there.
Too much cheese.
See, that's that's too much. I don't think I had my first burrito until like 2013. So coincidence.
I don't know. I kind of feel like you need to go to America to get a proper burrito
Really? Oh, actually, I did have one in America. It was really good. It was good, like.
because the American burritos are just massive.
Mm.
They don't
Ah,
they don't skimp on the meat.
I would imagine so. Had a few burritos here in sunny Northern Ireland, and they're not amazing.
Nah.
There's a few photos here I'll put up on screen of Kim Jong Il with sporting his suede suit and funky sunglasses as he's watching the burritos getting prepared. The wild claim follows an equally batty propaganda story that alleged Jong II invented a dish called double bread with meat, which was uncanny like a hamburger.
What do you mean?
So he invented the burger as well.
Oh well, no, he didn't invent the burger. He invented the double bread with meat.
What's a double
the
bread with
sandwich.
meat?
Well, it's a bit of meat and like two bits of bread up.
A sandwich?
You know, it looks a lot like a hamburger.
Double bread
it's
with
not.
meat.
This guy's a genius.
Go to Burger King and just ask for a double bread with meat. See what you get.
Can I get a Royale double bread with meat?
Royale with cheese.
So
Well, here we're not finished yet.
okay,
The burritos, meanwhile, are called wheat wraps.
okay.
Rodong Summon newspaper claimed the newspaper claimed Jong Il's tubby tyrant son Kim Jong Un is following in the footsteps of his dad by taking a meticulous interest in the dish. In state TV news footage, North Koreans can be seen devouring the burritos at a stand outside the Kamsong food factory in the capital Pyongyang. The broadcast also shows a mural of Kim Jong Il grinning in a kitchen where burritos were being prepared. But while the propaganda paints a picture of abundance street food, those who have escaped the secret of state insist that the dishes are virtually non-existent there. Hong Sing Lee, who was born into an elite North Korean family but fled the country in 2014, said most of the countrymen can't even dream of such a meal. He said the majority of citizens do not have money to buy foreign food. In the 1990s, bread and butter lovers were satirized and criticized as social traitors.
Bread and butter lovers.
Yes,
You bread and butter lover, you
Do you
traitor.
do you butter
sorry.
your bread, Mr. Black?
socialist traitors.
I had toast this morning.
Did you butter it?
Oh, yes.
You
Socialist
capitalist pig.
Socialist traitor. In many cases, he added there simply weren't the ingredients to recreate foreign foods. I've never seen any burritos or wraps on sale in North Korea. He said.
What if you butter your bread with Lolo? Or like, I can't believe it's not butter. Are you still a traitor?
I don't think they have that problem, Mr. Black.
I can't believe it's not capitalism.
You capitalist pig. It's not butter. I can't believe it's not.
Perhaps there were no restaurants where you could eat burritos and wraps until now. The penetration rate of Western foods in North Korea is extremely low because there are very few restaurants where you can eat it, and the food ingredients are not diverse. Various cooking ingredients such as milk, cheese, and spices are absolutely lacking. Some differences between the North Korean burrito and its Western cousin are immediately apparent. For example, Pyongyang's version seems to feature some kind of doner meat with what appears to be a mix of cabbage and carrot.
Some kind of meat.
Well, you know, if you grind up a load of rats, you can turn it into meat.
I mean, it could be rats, could be dogs, could be
Dude.
People.
could be prisons.
Yeah, so you've got some lamb.
Yes, comrade, you will redeem yourself in the eyes of the nation by feeding it.
Yeah. It's,
Jesus.
honestly, the leaders of North Korea are an absolute disgrace. You know, you lead a country, they're your responsibility, and you just let them starve. It's horrible.
Kim Jong Il advised that the wheat wraps are best accompanied by mineral water in the summer and hot tea in the winter.
What the
tea with a burrito.
Yes, which is what I want to have with a boojum.
That's what we've been doing wrong.
Yep.
The Rodong summit added. While ruling North Korea, he also claimed that sawdust was full of vitamins and nutrients.
Sawdust.
Yep.
Next to the sawdust
That
sausages.
sounds like pretty handy propaganda for
I
a
keep
country
having
with no
to
food.
I keep having to stop and read this over and over again because I can't. I wasn't expecting them to come off with sawdust is full of vitamins and nutrients.
That's
It's not, by the way, just in case anyone out there was
so,
confused by that.
the advice from the shed is do not eat sawdust.
I saw a video of a guy on TikTok. You ever see those like those like quick things you see on Facebook? It's like a very short 2-minute video of somebody making something. It's like put in 50 whatever, like salt, sugar, flour, whatever. It's meant to be like just very short
Right.
video bite of how to make something. Well, this
Crack an
guy, crack an egg, 2 eggs, blah blah blah, mix, and then make it seem really quick and easy. Well, this guy was like, I'm going to show you how to make an ice cream milkshake dead easily. First, you get an ice lolly, with the stick in it,
Yeah.
and what he does is he's like, all you have to do is cut off the stick, but then the rest of the stick is still in the
Yeah.
ice cream, and he just sticks them in the blender. And along with milk, and he blends them, and he goes and drinks it. And it's like it's still the half the stick is still in the fucking ice cream. What are you doing? So he clearly wanted the vitamins. So
That's one way to get a splinter in your stomach.
Amazing.
Rowan Beard, a guide with Young Pioneer Tours, which specializes in organizing North Korean trips. Oh, we should go there.
no,
Ugh.
I want to come back.
Said he had not encountered the dish while in Pyongyang. The exact provenance of the modern burrito is unclear. However, the word burrito appears in an 1895 Mexican dictionary where it describes as foodstuff. Away from propaganda, food shortages remain a big problem for North Korea, with Kim Jong-un himself acknowledging last June that the situation was tense. That's the end of the article.
I was watching TV before they were talking about like burritos and why they were good food, and the reason why is because like you can just, if you're going to go on like a long journey or something, it's just handy because it was all just pre-wrapped and just you bunged it away in some.
It's just it's his own little plate. Everything's just wrapped in there.
Everything's just wrapped in there, and it's just like it keeps well, and it does for really long journeys. Yeah,
It's like its own little baggie food.
I want a burrito now.
There's a reason why it's so successful. So moving on, we have a special news story.
Ooh.
This comes from our listener.
OMG.
Yeah, him the listener himself. And
Wow.
the news story comes from a reputable source of Lad Bible. A woman who had made £37,000 a week selling farts is hospitalized for trying to fart too much.
Let me just start off with, I have no doubt she didn't actually fart in these jars because there's no way you'll be able to tell if somebody actually farted in the jar.
I suppose you sort of open
You're
it
not,
and
you're,
sniff
you're
it.
yeah you're not going to open the jar and sniff and say that's a nice big fart in there. You're just not going to know.
No, it works.
Thank you for clarifying, Mr. Black.
It works. Just saying it works.
How do you know?
Somebody I know.
Yeah, sure.
Opened a jar from Mr. Black.
Somebody I know farted into a biscuit tin
Right.
and closed it up and put it away for about a month
Oh no.
and opened it up and it worked. Just it unleashed the scent. It worked. So
Yeah, sure. It did.
yeah,
Yeah,
according to them it
100%.
worked. Yeah,
100% agree.
But,
Believe you.
I swear it wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Oh, I believe you even more there.
I swear on my life it was not me that did this, but I know somebody that did it.
well, this story gets more ridiculous as we go. Basically,
I'm reiterating. You wouldn't be able to know if somebody actually farted in the jar. You wouldn't smell.
Yeah, you would.
No, you wouldn't.
Well, if it's if it's an odorless fart.
Why did they? What was it? There was this. There
Well,
was
like-
this.
Well, if it's like a pungent, if
Is
it's
it
like
like that shaman at one time told us if you go to the toilet and then if you fart, your farts won't smell because you went to the toilet.
well, it's fucking true. That's it makes sense.
Nonsense.
What the shaman said.
Nonsense.
moving on from the scientific.
You know yourself.
technicalities.
Let's not get into it. But,
And for those you can't see,
A
Mr. Gray's about to laugh a spleen up.
Dear, dear. A former reality star who has made $200,000 from farting in jars has announced her retirement as she was rushed to hospital for squeezing out one too many.
There's so many things I want to say, but I feel like I can't.
So, Steph Matto, who's from Connecticut, recently found herself in A&E with symptoms of a heart attack after experiencing shooting pains in her chest.
Right, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical professional at all. How does trying to fart too much give you a heart attack?
Oh, hold on.
You
It's,
strain yourself, don't
I
you?
mean, I'm getting to that. It does kind of make sense.
Sure, like
Um,
the
so-
guy from Slipknot blew out a testicle from screaming too much. I'm surprised he didn't blow out his ass.
So, concerned doctors performed blood tests and something else that I can't pronounce, an electrocardiogram, I think. But later
ECG.
told her that her symptoms were actually caused by excess gas from her frequent diet of beans, eggs, and banana protein.
She have gas in her heart.
Yeah, basically, yeah. She thought she was having a stroke, and she thought she was because she thought she was overdoing it, but no, she wasn't. She just had a terrible diet because she built up her diet to be as farty as possible.
Hmm.
So a lot of beans and eggs and, well, I don't know, whatever else works for you, I guess.
To produce as much hydrogen sulfide as possible.
Now, this is the most ridiculous stat of this particular tale.
Oh, really? It's not the farting in jars and getting loads of money for it?
Well, no, it is. It is that.
It doesn't add up for like you
How,
said.
do you want to guess how much she charged for a jar of fart?
37,000, isn't it?
No, how much? One jar. How much do you think you'd have to pay to get a jar of her farts?
$1,000. Oh no, 37.
Yeah,
Is it
no.
37,000 a week?
She makes out 37,000 a week.
So that's three.
I was selling, she's probably selling them for about $100 a pop or something.
I'll say $1,000. I'll say $1,000 because there's
Well, Mr. Black, you're exactly right. She made $1,000 on each jar.
so my
So,
Someone out there paid $1,000 plus postage to get a jar, an empty jar, except with a bad smell in it.
that means at one stage that jar was worth my monthly salary. I'm infuriated, and
It's absolutely ridiculous what the internet has done to the world.
see, it's like I mean, don't hate the player, hate the game, and it's yeah, like it's like the idiots out there that are banning stuff. I equally hate as well. I'm just jealous of her. Let's face it. Like if I could sell farts in a jar and make money, then I probably would. Let's face it.
I think we all would.
Yeah, but I'm just infuriated at the fact that just think if somebody out there busting their ass, working a
Literally.
shitty minimum wage or something, and this
Shitty
person,
minimum wage.
yeah, and this person's shitting their ass into a jar, making
She's
like-
working her ass off as well.
she's
It's a pretty shitty job she's got.
she's overworked now. That sounds it.
Oh, do you think she'd ever overdone it? She thought a fart was coming and she ended up just shitting in the jar.
well,
So did you say she made 20 grand?
In total, she made.
Or no, sorry, 200 grand.
Here it is, $200,000.
So $200,000, but she made 37 grand a week. So she must have just been new to the whole farting in the jar.
Well, 37
game.
grand a week. That's over a year, right? Assuming she got that every week.
No, I don't think so. I mean, probably.
But anyway, she says, reliving the lead up to the hospital visit.
well, at least she's enough
I-
money for the hospital.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I remember within one day, I had about 3 protein shakes and a huge bowl of black bean soup. I could tell that something was not right, that everything not right. I could tell that something was not right when I was lying in bed and I could feel a pressure on my stomach moving upwards. It was quite hard to breathe, and every time I tried to breathe, I'd feel a pinching sensation around my heart. And that, of course, made my anxiety escalate. Oh, goodness. Oh, when you think you're having a heart attack, that's definitely something you got to consider as your mental health.
Well, that is one of the symptoms of a heart attack. It's a sense of impending doom.
Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah, that's. I don't really think that's a symptom. That's kind of just something
A
that happens.
byproduct.
Byproducts. So I called my friend and asked if they could come over to drive me to the hospital because I thought I was experiencing a heart attack. Now, just in that sentence alone, I think we've discovered a problem with the American Health Service. Is that somebody thought they were experiencing a heart attack, so they phoned their friend to come and pick them up. America, get your act together and get some more ambulances.
Well, no, I'm sure there's plenty of ambulances. I think it costs you to actually ride an ambulance.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, you
Really?
have to pay money to the ambulance. So a very expensive taxi.
It's
There's people that actually get taxi drivers to take them to the hospital because it is
it's
way
cheaper.
cheaper. Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
Because you're not just paying for the ambulance, you're paying for the treatment you receive in the ambulance on the way there. So
I have a friend who went to America, and someone they knew was in hospital,
Hmm.
and they got a coffee while they were in the waiting room. Apparently, the coffee cost $25.
No way.
Yeah, well, it was a very large number for a coffee.
It's mental considering over here when you're in hospital, like they just can't wait to give you a toast. Do you want some toast? Do you want some toast? Like any chance you get, like any time I've been in hospital or getting treatment for something. I just remember actually sitting there, like, still getting treatment for my eye. But I was just sitting there sort of just waiting to get treatment done in the waiting room. She comes over, do you want some toast? It's like they just can't get rid of the stuff. Trying to get rid of it before it runs out of date. Over there, probably around a toast probably cost you $100.
Yeah, probably would. Definitely, it's all added to the bill. It was made clear that what I was experiencing wasn't a stroke or a heart attack, but very intense gas pains. She was advised to change her diet and take a gas suppressant medication.
Gas away or something.
Which has effectively ended my business. Oh, what a shame.
She'll be back at it. The money's too good. There's no way she'll have to pay for those bills. Plus, it's way too lucrative.
I'm sure she has other sources of income. Probably has an OnlyFans. Maybe the type of person that farts in a jar and sells it.
Who buys it though?
Weirdos. Not the kink shame, but really. Weirdos.
And you got to be a weirdo to want a fart in a jar to start with, but spend £1,000 on them? $1,000?
I don't understand as well. Do they buy it for the novelty or do they buy it for the smell?
Both.
I don't know. Are they branded, do you think?
Well, they're definitely branded.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's probably the same type of people who buy women's underwear.
It kind of looks like an empty jam jar.
There's actually a vending machine in Japan, isn't there?
It's used one, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Used women's underwear.
yeah, a single vending machine that sells used women's knickers, underwear.
They're also weird creeps that buy that as well.
I don't
I don't condone this sort of thing.
Nah.
So to any young ladies watching it out there, you can do greater things than selling farts.
Yes, you can do more with your life.
You can definitely do more with your life than selling farts.
Plus, farts are very bad for the environment. So,
and for anybody out there who, you know what? No, I'm not even going to address those people. If you want to buy farts, you go ahead. You waste your money.
It's your own money you're wasting.
Well, hold on a minute. If they're going to waste their money, can they give it to us instead?
Yes, we accept monetary gifts / donations here in Some Dude Shed.
And we will shill for your money. So if you have a product that you want us to shout about and say that.
I tell you what, we'll all fart in a jar for you.
Yeah, and it'll be 10 times as potent as ours.
It'd be like a combined cocktail of all of our farts in one massive jar.
I mean, someone's bound to have had spicy food the day before, So
Did she post them to people?
Yeah.
What type of jar is this?
It looks like a jam jar. And this is a picture of her with a jar. So
is that airtight?
Jam jars are airtight. Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah.
Are they actually?
Well, I think so.
Would it be as airtight as having a rubber seal around the side of it?
I think they got a rubber seal in the lid, don't they? Sometimes.
Do they?
I'm sure you can buy them with rubber seals. She wouldn't be much of a business person if she.
Yeah, because I'm sure she farted in the jam jar.
I'm just disgusted.
Well,
infuriated.
On that note, I think it's time to end. If anyone out there has been a victim of their potato being knocked over, please let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear from you.
We truly live in the most retarded time.
Yeah.